Now what?
Baby.
Enjoy this great game.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and we got a new MLB experiment, and that is horror to my ears. Yes, indeed, MLB is now experimenting with moving back pitchers mound. It was only a matter of time, right, in the Atlantic League, which is an independent league, but that's where it starts. Independent league, beautiful guinea pigs for Rob Manfred. Let's get into this article here. Is this worth getting mad about? Does this make any sense at all? What do you guys think? We're going to check it out and get into all of that for this video, because what the freak is going on now? Man, the changes are just coming, and they are coming strong. MLB and the Independent Atlantic League will also tie the DH to the starting pitcher. Okay, let's see what's going on here. The Atlantic League, an 8-team independent partner league of the MLB, will experiment with moving the pitcher's mound back an entire 12 inches. Doesn't sound like much, but when, 60 feet 6 inches, an absolute classic distance for hundreds of years, or at least 100 plus, and that's pretty much how long baseball's been around. Once all they ironed out all the rules, that was the distance, and we will talk about if is it necessary to change it. Well, they're doing so in the Atlantic League. They will also test a double hook rule in which the DH is tied to the starting pitcher. Once the starter is removed, the team loses the DH. So that's another thing that they're doing right there. MLB has partnered with the Atlantic League to test various rule changes, as we know, including the automated strike zone. And here we have a little statement. Fans, players, and many others in the baseball community have expressed an interest in seeing more regular action on the field. Okay, we need more action. That's what they think. That we need more action, because we're soccer now. Every game is 1-0 or 0-0. We're getting no action. Of course, that's not true. We're seeing more home runs than ever. People are just crushing the ball. Yeah, there's some strikeouts, but games are not ending 1-0. So, I'm just saying, yes, pitching has evolved. Pitchers are unbelievable now. If you send these pitchers back to 1920 and, keep the same hitters from 1920, all of a sudden, yeah, I think the game would be just one-sided. Hitters could not hit because they would not be ready for today's pitching. But guess what? Today's hitting is ready for today's pitching. But let's get into it. Let's not make any hard decision. Let's see what other information they have. It's important that we use 2021 season to explore various ways to create more frequent contact, because 2021 is definitely the season where experimentation is needed, because 2021 and 2020, this era, there's nothing else weird going on. There's nothing, everything is so normal. Everything is so, great right now that, why not start doing different experimentations? Because it's not like we have to do anything different or irregular, as opposed to any other year. There's nothing weird going on in the world right now. Everything's pretty much freaking normal, right? We just, go to our games and buy tickets. You don't need paperwork or something to get into a ball game to show that you've been vaccinated over some crazy virus or anything stupid like that. No, everything's normal right now. So this is perfect. So they want to increase frequent contact and the increased action of an athleticism on display that will follow. We are grateful for the Atlantic League, I'm sure you are, which has been at the forefront of successful rule experiments in the past, has agreed to test 12-inch increase in distance. This is going to be insane. Also for pitchers, when you are a professional, when you are at the top of your craft, those little changes matter. Pitchers are going to be like, whoa, this changes everything. My break on my curve, how my slider works, everything. When you add an extra 12 inches, it doesn't sound like much, but these guys are the best of the best, and it could really affect what they do. They need that curve to drop at a certain location. They're used to a certain, how that ball's going to travel 60 feet and 6 inches. Whereas hitters, they're going to have that little extra time to see the ball. So ultimately, this is what it's for. It's to help hitters. And that little extra time, that little distance of 1 foot, it's nothing, right? But it will make a difference. I think it will. I think it'll make a pretty big difference, the difference that they're looking for. I'm not saying that all of a sudden everyone's going to be hitting 400 again and we're going to be seeing 70 home runs. I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference, but, it will make a difference. Same time, if you move the pitcher closer, it would be tough and at some point impossible to hit the ball. Strikeout and home run rates continue to explode, and fewer balls are being put in play each passing year. Okay, but if it's so hard to hit, why are they hitting home runs? Isn't it pretty much the hardest thing to do is crush the ball over the fence? To have that kind of contact, you have to hit the ball, you have to barrel it up, and you have to hit it hard with the correct launch angle, yet home run rates are exploding. So maybe it's not so much that the pitching is so tough for these hitters. Maybe it's their approach to hitting. they're just trying to hit more home runs. In the NBA, they're trying to shoot more three-pointers. It's not that they can't, go to the basket more. They're trying to shoot more three-pointers because they're figuring out that they think it helps. It works more despite the fact you're going to miss more shots. It ends up being better for the team. In baseball, there's more hitters going for the home run. Saying, I will take more strikeouts if we hit more home runs because home runs are immediate runs. So I think it's just a different approach. If more hitters wanted to be base hit hitters like a Donovan Solano, who's hitting 320 and hits 330 every single damn year, or 320 or 330 every year, he goes up there with an approach of hitting base hits. And he hits, and not saying, the guy's ridiculously talented and good. It's not like just, it's easier said than done. But he can pull it off because he's not trying to hit a home run every time. So a lot of hitters are up there just trying to launch the ball and hit home runs, and they're going to strike out more. You got your Aaron Judges of the world. Aaron Judge is awesome. Aaron Judge is a superstar, but he's going to strike out a lot because he's trying to hit freaking 50, 60 home runs. Moving on, Atlantic League planned to move the mound back 2 feet in 19. That would have been insane. Opted against it after receiving pushback from several players, including former MLB players who threatened to leave the league. Yeah. I would think so. There's been no change to the pitching mound dimensions. Yeah, they changed it. They lowered the mound in 69. Lowering the mound is one thing, but when you move it back, I think that's even going to help the hitters more, which is what they want. So the change is also determined to be safe, as it does not require the pitcher to alter pitching mechanics. There's no evidence of increased injury risk, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, they've done some studies. I don't know here's the article, I don't know whether moving the mound back 12 inches is the correct answer. Maybe it's 6 inches or 9 inches. Or maybe it's not moving it. But, look, I don't want to be old school and it's always been this way and it always should be this way. I'm not saying that per se. And if the statistics, showed me that, oh my gosh, hitters just simply can't hit. We can't keep up with these pitchers anymore. If that was the case, if, league batting average was like, 200 and, nobody was hitting home runs even anymore, like the league leader in home runs had like 15 and it was just a complete pitcher sport and, final scores were 1-0, 2-0, 2-1 every day, I'd be like, yeah, something needs to change. This ain't baseball anymore. Like, we can't hit these pitchers. We just can't hit them. They're just too good. It's too hard. Okay, I would be all for it. That's just not the case. What was the game score yesterday in the Giants game? I don't know, but there was 2 home runs in the top of the first, 2 home runs in the bottom of the first. I know that's irregular, but balls are flying. Guys are hitting. This is not a boring sport. Final scores are still up there. 6-5, 6-3, 10-1. Look at the scores every day. Occasionally you get a 2-1, you get a pitching duel. Just like always. I just don't see the change is necessary. I really don't. It seems that everything's fine. I'm not saying you can't make this change if it were necessary. I just don't think it is yet. Maybe someday it will be, but someday it's happening no matter what because it's starting in the Atlantic League and it's coming to MLB. I don't see the need, especially now. There's so much going on right now, and you've already been making all these rule changes, and we're dealing with a lot. Baseball fans are really dealing with a lot, and you just keep on throwing this crap at them, man, and at some point, it's going to be too much. There's already a lot of people pissed off with MLB for, supposedly getting into politics. When you think about that, I think they got political with some of their moves. So, a lot of people are pissed off and they are boycotting MLB. And then old school fans, you're pissing them off who don't care about all that. You're pissing them off with all the rule changes. At some point, you got to slow down, man. Slow down, man, Fred. Slow down. So, anyway, they're moving the mound back in the Atlantic League. Am I going to be pissed off over this if it eventually comes to MLB? Not so much, because you might not notice it too much as a fan. It might not be that big of a deal. I think pitchers would be very pissed off, but at the same time, it's just enough is enough. Slow down with the rule changes, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Please hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button, and also consider checking out the Patreon link and the join button down below. I just sent all of my supporters, my patrons and members, a brand new song that I recorded, and I got a new album coming out. They got the exclusive demo, and they're helping me pick songs for the record and things like that. So you guys want to be involved in that, and of course other exclusive videos, blooper reels, and everything you can see there in the list below, plus some free merch possibly. So check all that out, guys. Have a great day. Appreciate all your support. You guys are awesome. We'll talk to you next time. See ya.
When the Giants come to town, it's bye bye baby. Every time the chips are down, it's bye bye baby. Centuries in the making at Oracle Park.